Welcome back. Welcome back to the episode you've probably all been waiting for, the follow-up to the Hambini bottom bracket. I just finished a trainer ride, which I'm hoping put me at 1,000 miles. We'll look at Strava real quick. If y'all didn't know, Strava has a feature where you can add parts on your bike and the dates, and it'll track how many miles you put on them. So I have updated it, and I'm 5 miles shy of 1,000 miles. 9555.1 Hambini bottom bracket. I think it's close enough. But before we rip into this and get this, I have not looked at this. I have absolutely no idea what is going to happen when I pull off that chain. I haven't pulled the chain off since I put that bottom bracket on. So you and me are going to learn what this looks like at the same time. So my reaction will be your reaction. And before we break into this, I just want to say some things about the first video that I probably didn't convey very clearly with my editing skills. The first video was meant to be an install video, not really a review, and it turned into a little more sarcasm that I did not demonstrate correctly. Even if you look at the description of the video, it's very sarcastic. I do not believe that a spin test determines anything about a bottom bracket. Now, Hambini has said that it will show you drag, which could indicate misalignment or non-concentric bottom bracket openings. Some other things. Somebody in the comments said I need to not clamp the bike. I do not clamp my carbon fiber bike. What I do is I pop the top bracket open and then I spin it down until it's just touching. That way it doesn't flop around and or fall out of the stand. And I'll demonstrate that in a minute. Another thing was, I think people took that I was unhappy about the results. No, I was not unhappy about the results. Honestly, I love the bottom bracket. I mean, as far as how it works great. I can't convey the performance in it. I did get a watt increase, but I've also been doing structured training, so I don't know where that watt increase came from. The bottom bracket, my training, both. I'm assuming both. But I did see a 22 watt increase over a span of 4 weeks. Another thing is how many miles were on my previous bottom bracket? Well, the previous bottom bracket that I had in there, Shimano, it's a BBRS 500, 890 miles, 0.5. So almost 1,000 miles, close. Bottom bracket questions and comments. I did buy the Classic. I did not get the Hambini Race, which many have indicated that those do come with low friction bearings. I don't have those. At least I don't think that I have them. I did not inspect them upon receiving my bottom bracket and installation. Another good point is it was a new bottom bracket, therefore new grease. It had not been broken in yet. Great. I have seen Hambini install his bottom bracket and immediately put in a crank and spin it. I don't know if those are the low friction, etc. As far as my bottom bracket shell on this bike, it could have been an oval bottom bracket. There could be fitment issues. It could be too tight, which in case is pinching the bottom bracket close. Fair point. I did not measure it, and the flap wheel video came out, I think, either right as I was installing it and I hadn't seen it, or it came out after my installation. Had I known the flap wheel issue and measured and determined that I did have either an A oval or undersized bottom bracket, I would have probably done the flap wheel method. But I had already installed it. I had put retaining compound in. I don't have the bottom bracket removal tool, and I'm not going to remove it. It would probably destroy this Chinese carbon frame if I were to pull that bottom bracket out. So unless something catastrophic happens to my frame, I'm not taking it out of this bike. It works great, it's doing its job, and we may see if it does the spin test, which will fucking mean nothing in the end, right? Low drag maybe. And someone also commented that I left the adhesive in there. I did not put any adhesive in with the original Shimano bottom bracket. There was fiber grip. Now, if you consider fiber grip an adhesive, then yeah, maybe. I'm not sure it's an adhesive, so it may have dried up and caused that surface appearance. I don't know, but there was no adhesive in there prior, so that clears that up. Final thoughts on this. In hindsight, I could have, and someone commented, I could have tested the crank, just stuck it in my hand, stuck the crank through, spun it without it being installed on the bike. That would be a good way to say, hey, you have your bottom brackets undersized, perhaps. And again, the grease thing, obviously not worn in. That goes that. That said, but it's worked great. The bottom bracket has performed great. I have not had any issues with it. Bike feels great. A lot of people have asked me in the comments about this bike. I did do an initial view of this bike. I think I only had about 500 miles on it. I'll put that link to the video in the description if you want to check it out. I'm coming up on 2,000 miles on this bike. I may or may not do a review at this point. Y'all let me know if y'all want to see it, because I think it's unfair, as this is a gravel bike, and of the 2,000 miles, I think probably 1,900 of them or 1,800 of them are on the road or the trainer. There's no gravel. This thing has not seen but a couple of miles of gravel. It's due to the area. Every time I go out, it's bog muddy. I've got pictures. Here's what it looks like when I try to go do gravel because of the rain. It's been raining on and off, and every time it's dry, I can't make it out. So I don't think it's fair for me to review a gravel bike having not seen that much gravel. I do plan on getting more gravel in, maybe at 3,000 miles. Y'all let me know, maybe even just a 2,000 mile frame review. If you want to see it, shoot me a message in the comments saying, hey, let's see this fucking review of this thing. So far, it's great. I've got a lot of upgrades coming. I'm going to do an upgrade video and changes. So there's that. Maybe I'll talk about how well the bike is doing. But got a lot of upgrades. Y'all stay tuned for that. But I'm going to go hop in the shower, rinse off, get fresh. We'll come back, take the bike off the trainer, put it in the stand, and spin the clamp down to where it's not clamped on the top tube, and then we'll take the chain off together and we'll see exactly what happens. Transition screen. We are back. I needed to get these bad boys. Let me demonstrate to you how I clamp my carbon fiber bikes, since a few of you are concerned. Yeah? See that big ass gap? Boom. It's not clamped. It's not in any danger. All right. So let's get into this. Removal of the chain. Get in here. Get in here. You ready? Another person noted that the bike was wobbling. So we've got minimal wobble. Here it is. The moment you've all been waiting for. Psych. No, I'm just kidding. Here we go. Ready? I haven't washed it either. Here we go. Jesus Christ. It's got some serious wobble. I mean, the drag is noticeably lower. Let's go up here. Let me see if I can. It just wants to wobble. We have to put it on the ground. Noticeably less drag. Doesn't quite have the Hambini low friction, but you know what? I don't really care. Works great for me. That's it. Enjoy the video.